Alright guys, hey, how's it going? Let's just do the regular test here for our Sunday night. Shows that our connection is excellent, thank you. Alright, I'll refresh this. And click here. Alright, I'll refresh this. And click here. Alright, it sounds like my volume is okay. A little quieter than usual. Let's see if I can move my mic a bit closer. Okay, just to let you guys know, the holiday sale is on for Christmas. Up to 50% off on a bunch of products there. Probably nothing I'm going to be checking out. I'll just be trying to pick up the free stuff for a while. Lots, lots of new stuff always being released. Neon Pop Lounge. Free kick soccer templates. Look at some of the new stuff here. And other than the sales, what I wanted to get into today was just looking at a basic mall environment. Just super simple template, just so I have some sort of mode to kind of get some stuff in. But opening this map is taking a while. I think I froze up the engine here. So while we're waiting, but yeah, again, I just wanted to go over. I was just talking to some people who wanted me to go over the big idea for the game, and while we're waiting and stuff, I just wanted to go over. I'm a big fan of games like Dark Tide, Killing Floor, a lot of these big wave style games, but I'm not always able to play with a big group of people. Like Killing Floor, usually it's best played with 6. Um, Dark Tide's best played with 4. But there's a time where I want to play those games. But what if you're just by yourself and you want a Fallout shelter, and you want something to do, something to hang out while you wait for the guys to go in. And the other big game that I do like, I really like these beds and stuff, is survival games, right? And so the big goal was to have a survival game, and then have like a mode where you could hop into the horde mode. And I was hoping to bring some stuff over from the survival game. I just gotta figure out what makes sense. But that way, you know what I mean, you're working back and forth. Stuff that you do in the horde mode, earn stuff for the survival mode. Nothing too groundbreaking, because you don't want to be like kind of breaking the system. And stuff that you maybe earn in the survival mode, you can maybe bring it into horde mode and change the horde mode up to be stronger, or this or that. You know what I mean? And there's lots of horde mode games you see out there, like Outrider and stuff like that. And even with Dark Tide being an example, sometimes they put all these restrictions on you that really just stops you from playing the game the way you want to play the game. Um, Sorry, there's some weird lighting thing going on there. I guess I could get the directional light back. I like that. Rocking like 20 frames. The little details, things. We are waiting for you. I love this artist. It's pretty cool. Cool. green. Second hand. Gentleman. Yeah. Alright. That's a functional elevator. Right. Hopefully, that doesn't take that long to load again, because I will be loading that again. I should have loaded that before. So the plan is to go to finding home. Then we have our levels, and inside our levels, we're gonna have like our shop or prop hunt and stuff like that. It's like we gave our prop hunt example, and we're doing hospital. We're also gonna have a mall for the prop hunt, right? And we're gonna have our infected mode is gonna have a mall. Well, sorry, yeah, I got sidetracked by that, didn't I? No, what I was explaining was, so yeah, that was the main point. Is I wanted a survival mode, and then when you're not in the survival mode, you want to queue up. You can queue up for like some sort of horde mode, and then that stretched to, well, what if you have 5 players, and okay, horde modes will design specifically for 4 players, and the survival is kind of like your solo thing. What do you do then with well, maybe we could just have a couple of modes. Like, depending on how many people you have, you just have tons of different modes, and so depending on the people, you choose what modes you can do. And so that's where I just wanted a mode based game, right? And we got into, there's games right now like Dark Tide, which just really limit and restrict you to a lot of stuff. I don't understand why, man. Like, so because there's no real companies, and I don't know if it's just they're all greedy or this or that. Just making a simple game where we could all play and set the things to whatever we want to set them and do whatever we want to do. Yeah, I want to make a game that's like that, like where we just, oh, okay, I want to play horde mode. Just go in, if you have your friends, play horde mode. Okay, we got an extra guy. I guess we could do like, you know, your Fall Guys mode, or your so instead of Fall Guys, I'm gonna call it like Death Games, right? That's the whole thing. And or you could do like your infected mode, where there's one infected and a bunch of survivors, and every time the infected infects somebody else, then you're just trying to survive as long as you possibly can. A prop hunt mode, those are big, you know what I mean, and that could still be multiple players. I mean, you could do like wolves, or like any kind of wolven game, and just kind of add these modes as the time goes on. But I mean, just start with the basic stuff. And KekDoc is making a bunch of templates, and as a solo developer, I just figured I'd pick up some of these templates and toss them in. So like parkour races and stuff, that's like your and the Fall Tower, that's like your Fall Guys kind of thing, and that will be a part of the death games, and they'll random in. You get tons of different death games. I want there to be some like survival ones, maybe like snowball throwing ones, like tons of stuff like that. But then you could also have like the prop hunt, the infected, different games like that, right? So for prop hunt and infected, we're going to need a map that we could just use and do things with, and that's where the hospital map that I was showing you comes in. But on top of the hospital map, we're going to want some other maps. And the hospital map, I'm designing from pretty much like a basic kind of scratch. I designed the layout before, doing some edits and everything like that. That could take a long time to really set up. Now, I do want to just kind of get things somewhat flowing a little bit quicker. So I figured I would take something like this pre-done mall environment, grab it, throw it in there, and then have things so I have something to test with. And so we have props here that we could turn into, and we'll just have to edit it so we could actually get a hold of each prop there and add them individually. We have, or maybe they're just like that, but we turn into a prop and try to sit up in there. We have a lot of like an enclosed area for the prop hunt, as well as an enclosed area for a horde mode, as well as the infected mode, right? All we have to do is make these doors not really accessible. In the meantime, we could still have like this this kind of environment, so it still looks good. So what we want to do is we want to go to File, we want to go to New Level, and we want an Open World level. That way we get the world partition. You can see that I'm rocking, if I hit cancel here, I'm rocking like 20 frames, because that's because it's loading everything in right now. Absolutely everything. Normally you'd have some sort of level streaming feature. So if I'm standing here, right, this stuff up here is not loading, right, because I can't see it. It's not there. But we know it's there. We know it's still loaded in. It's still there. We know it's there. And so once the player gets close to, say, something like here, it hits a level streaming box and it loads those assets so they pop in. Now, World Partition is their new Unreal Engine's new way of doing that kind of stuff. And they're working with other major companies like The Witcher and stuff like that, so we could have these kind of maps where it will automatically load and unload assets. One of the big things a lot of people said behind the hood, though, is that the world partition systems work with nanite. So you kind of want to have all your assets using nanite, so when you're using the world partition system, they work together hand in hand. So that's just one thing to note and keep track of. So let me see here. So we want to go to File, New, and we want an open world map for our map. And again, just like the hospital, we're going to have another map that's going to load up this map. And that's going to be like the one of the prop hunt maps, right? So, but this is just going to be a shared map, so it's going to go in the shared folder. We're going to create this here. It's going to bring us into our level. We got our nice level here. Huge proxy mesh. See, we got like 100 frames. So this is not really bugging us anywhere. We got nice clouds. All that stuff is already basically, and we have our streaming cubes here. So now, unfortunately, I gotta go back to that shopping mall, and I want to pull it in. I'm gonna go to maps, and it looks like it's this demo map here. Open it again, and that's what was taking a long time to load. So that's why I kind of opened up, but I've already loaded it, so it shouldn't be that bad. We know in the outliner we want to go to the post processor, and we want to disable that so we can see everything. Now, lighting, directional light, exposure, this terrible post processor, and this we actually don't need. These brushes, though, let me go to this brush. Oh, he's actually just using that to make the stand for the cubes. Interesting. That's probably pretty efficient. All these little tablets are all merged tablets. Nice. Different displays that he has created. He's merged the meshes. And we will fix this too when we're going through all our assets. Merged phone, like we're gonna like call that showcase, phone showcase or something like that. And that's what I'm doing right now, right? I'm going through all my assets and stuff and fixing them all up. So in this case, we want to go to the top, and we don't want lighting. We want all these boxes. We want all these blueprints. I'm kind of curious on what this cafeteria table is a blueprint for. Just gonna open it up here. It's gonna take a second. It's already using a lot of frames here to have everything. It's yeah, it's taking a second to open it up the blueprint. I kind of wanted to double click, but I double clicked the edit blueprint when I wanted to double click the table to like zoom in, so you could zoom in on an item. You always just double click the item. It's gonna go zoomed into that location. That's kind of what I was intended to do, but I kind of double clicked the open blueprint, which is good. I'll get to open the blueprint because I was kind of curious on why a cafeteria table would be a blueprint. Do you get to sit down? It could be an interactable table. If it's not so interactable, I would probably just make it a static mesh. Um, and depending on the chairs, I might make the chairs actually not a part of the static mesh, and just make it like a physics object, so you could kick the chairs around and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know about tables, if I want people moving tables. But again, I'm a solo developer, so I'll have to see what people like and what they're talking about. So yeah, it's just a table set. These are pretty light chairs, so maybe I'll allow people to move the chairs. Event graph. No, so he just didn't actually end up merging these meshes and making a mesh out of it. So all this is just to have a simple combination of items all fused together. So it's just like when you click it, it's just one set. Alright. We're going to go down here. Got lighting, which is good. Doors, which is good. Lax, we already seen. Instant road marking. We're out there. Again, we're rocking like 15 frames, so certain things I might try to get rid of. Landscape. We do not need landscape. We'll have our own landscape. Light mass importance volume. Don't think I need that. We'll be using lumen, although lumen is extremely heavy. And these are just spotlights. So we might be able to get rid of some lights. When we bring it over, we're going to see how bright it is. Now this is just going to be a basic map. This is not a survival map. So we won't have different times of the day. We're not going to go through day-night cycle. You're not going to be worrying about day and night cycle when you're praying prop hunt or something like that. We're going to set the lights to one sort of tone and then keep it like that. So, yeah. It looks like if I grab the very last item here and we go to the very top, click copy, edit, we're going to hit copy, control C. And now we're going to go back to our content. We're going to go back to finding home, levels, shared levels. Ah, we didn't save. Lame. File, new level, open world level, create. Save selected, sure. We didn't do anything. It just does that when you click things. It's like, oh, you've clicked stuff. Do you want to save that you've clicked stuff? It's like, sure. Again, we could always just watch the numbers here, so we could take this, scroll it down, and go back into those new assets until we wait till those numbers pop up. But yeah, get the hospital in there, and then we'll start, again, like I said, I wanted to try to work on getting in some of that, some of the stuff from finding home, and I actually have it up right now, right here. We're going to go through and see. So if I delete this, I'm not missing anything, you know what I mean? So start from the beginning, our on boot map. And you can see that our on boot map, the world settings, there's nothing in the outliner, there's nothing in the details, there's nothing in the levels, and our world settings blank. So what happens? What happens when we hit play? Well, begin play, it's going to look for an error. Right, and then if the error is true and there is an error, then it's just going to open the main menu. Oh shit, there was an error. Open the main menu. And normally where this is getting set, this error, it's going to be false by default. And this is a function in a general purpose library, which we should make. We're going to probably make our own. But where this this error is actually going to get set is if you're already actually playing a game, you're already in a map, and then you crash. Something happened. The server went down. Something happened. It's going to just get you right into the level. But hey, and again, certain games like Overwatch, it's kind of annoying, right? You crash in Overwatch, you go to play, and you got to load up the whole thing again, and it goes through the whole like boot screen and everything like that. It's like, dude, I've already seen the boot screen. I don't want to see the boot screen. It's not my first time. Like, I just got kicked out of the game. I want to get back into the game as soon as possible. So if there is no error, we're going to use our boot screen. Open our boot screen. We're going to put it to this display port. Cast to the current controller, whoever is the main player for this computer, this system. I usually like to do 3, but I actually have a double bubble, so I'll do 3 like that. Same with this double bubble. Alright. And then it sets input mode to game only. So pretty much, in this case, it doesn't want you to use the mouse like a menu. So there's no mouse on the screen, there's no nothing. It's just going to, it's because most likely the boot up screen is going to be like a splash screen, right? So it plays the boot up screen, and that's it. Nothing happens. Well, we got to go check out the boot up screen for that. So we're going to open up our boot up screen and see what's happening here. So I have the old logo. I'm pretty sure that's the old logo, and the find and home game, and press anything button. So we go to, this is just images, and there's just the text. That's it. We go in here, and we see that there is actually some functionality. It's going to play an animation, which we could see that there's an animation called load in. So if we go back to the designer, we click on animation, there is an animation with the thunder sound, and that's what's going to happen. So it's going to play that animation, and once the animation is finished, it's going to set to transition, right? And if it can transition, and any key is pressed or confirmation's pressed, then it will create the loading screen and load it in the game. So that's kind of where we are at for the starting. And so yeah, it's going to create the loading screen and then open the menu map, which we could set to whatever we want. Right? In this case, again, I do not like having hard variables where I actually just, break link, where I actually just type in the menu name here, which is main menu. I do not like to do that. I always like to have accessible variables. I'm not too sure if it's going to cause that much extra on the system, but this variable allows us, it's just a name, allows us to set it, allows us to expose it if we need to. It's not exposed, it's not public, it's private, because it doesn't need to be set by anything or see anybody see it. Nobody's doing anything with it right now. It's just a variable string name that is set by us. Alright. I don't like, another example, I don't like doing this. I don't like having an image set. I like to create that into a variable, and create this into a loading text screen feedback as well, and that way we just change that variable whenever we need to, and sometimes you'll be able to change it on the fly if you need to. So that's what we're going to be checking, but first we wanted to get into having this map in, which I didn't expect was going to take that long. Alright, so now that we've went over what we'll be doing to check into that, So after we confirm that ours is kind of like this, we have some basic setup. Maybe we did some changes to it. After this, it's going to go into the main level of main menu level. So that we'd be opened up in the main menu level and making sure what kind of changes that we have, what kind of comparisons, what kind of differences, and if I delete this, are we going to lose anything? Right? We don't, because I gotta make space on my computer as the game grows and changes. So can I delete version 5 to make space and have everything for version 6 and backups for version 6? Because there's no version 5, no version 5 backups. That means I can have more backups for version 6 and keep pushing forward, right? So let's, but I can't move forward into the main menu level until I confirm that the boot level has all the variables and things that we need. Company logos. I think we just need to add some sort of confirmation or press key here, or press any, just in case, so people can kind of skip. Maybe we'll do can skip. Because it's still going to create that loading screen. We're still going to have that delay. Still going to open our level. Alright, so let's go to Epic Games. Oh, we have the numbers at the top. This is for the wrong game, actually. Minimize that. The numbers are frozen. So again, notice how they're both at 65 frames there. It could be because I have both engines up. That's why the frames are kind of low. I don't think I'll hit 120 frames with both engines up. Look, I'm at 100 frames, and it's literally just black. There's nothing here. So when I was opening that big, massive open world map with the mountains, and I was at 100 frames, that's the best I'm going to get with multiple Unreals open. So that's pretty damn good. Alright, so while we wait for that map to save, should have maybe just said no. I was just worried about saying no. We said no, and then all of a sudden our copy paste board wouldn't have our copy paste on it, and that would be affected. So coming to a marketplace, look into some of the new assets to see if there's anything big. And again, if you guys see something, just let me know. Oh, this keeps opening up. Oh, I can't. Alright, we'll do that. Sorry, I was trying to make sure I was checking out chat, just in case if somebody was messaging me. Yeah, there we go. If you guys see something on the marketplace that you think would be a good idea, just let me know in the comments, let me know on the Discord channel, reach out, and maybe I'll try to do my best to pick it up. So there's just the art museum. We got some demon wings. That'll be kind of cool later on, but I don't know about $40 just for wings. You could just check into the as like a cool prop. You know what I mean? Like how, yeah, it's just wings. That's an expensive cosmetic for you guys, but looks like you have lots of editing that you could do with it. But yeah, all it would be is a cosmetic item for people to put on their characters. I hope to have cosmetics at some time. We were looking at that abandoned fallout shelter. Looks pretty cool. A classic bus. Always maybe add in something like that. Weapon pack. Really expensive for a weapon pack. Just to let you guys know, you can get some modern, like the modern weapon pack. I think it's like $12, and it has all the modern. It has like 72 modern weapons. The quality is almost as good as this. I don't think it has the welds. Like this one, so deep into the welds. It looks like it's might be Russian. Hard to say. I am not good with my letters though. It definitely looks like a regular BK though. Oh, that's English for sure right there. Huh. Sights. It's better than all the screwdriver stuff we have to deal with in the Canadian Armed Forces, that's for sure. This guy got some Gucci kit already. This is pretty much what I remember the AK-47 looking like. It's funny how they always make them look so beat up. Come on, a wood mag? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I haven't seen one of those. I like that, like these shotguns. Everything looks really crisp. That's probably why it's super expensive. But again, you can get like a full weapon pack with like 70 weapons for like 12 bucks. So they're just working on like the AAA. And then, so that'd be maybe good for like a really intense first person shooter game. Outliner by Hyper Games. Hyper Games makes, oh, the tropical trees. I was looking at this because I really want to add my own choppable trees and choppable, and it was on sale a little bit, but breakable mining, because in our game right now you just kind of chop at the trees, but this is actually using the chaos physics and the chunks will fall off the trees. I just don't know how farming intensive that's gonna, I mean, sorry, like how like performance that's gonna hit, you know what I mean? I wish he had like a performance review for how many players. The end goal for like the survivals, I'd like to have like maybe 10 people be able to play the game. You know what I mean? You don't want to play survival like you mean you can, like I said, you want to be able to play alone, but you want to be able to have friends join you. That's just the suit. That's kind of cool. We got there's usually always textures. We got a werewolf here. Another gun pack. See, this gun pack is 34 bucks. That's half the price. And it has pistols in it compared to just the AK-47. It still doesn't look like it's only 4 weapons actually. The other one had maybe 8, so double the price, double the weapons. Another first-person shooter pack. This has a little bit more weapons. $82. Wow, weapons have really gone up. But I'm sure if you're really looking for weapons. This might be a new girl on the marketplace. The dress and stuff. The parts, I like how the parts are separate. And then I just bring it into Blender and kind of put it onto my models and test it and edit it. It just makes it, again, faster. You could do these, you could just do it all from scratch like she did. One of the best ways to do clothing is with like Marvelous Designer, which is like a clothing app, but it's really expensive. And it has I like you can change the colors and stuff. That's pretty good. It's very modular. You can see here the different pieces. You can change the white. You can change, like, again, it's white on a lot of them, so I assumed it was all going to be white, but this is red here, so you can actually change the stocking color on like the lace individually, which is good. So again, a Marvelous Designer, you try to use that to like do it from scratch, but it has a subscription fee and a fairly significant one. But it's definitely a good tool that a lot of people are using to build these kind of outfits. But since if they're paying like, I don't know, a couple $100 a month for that tool, they have to earn their money back and then some to kind of pay the bills. You know what I mean? So that's probably why these kind of characters are that kind of price. And again, it's people who are solo developers can pick up like the stuff, quickly edit it to fit their needs. And still support, you know what I mean? But the big thing is, there's no face icon here. Fully rigged to Epic Skeleton. Oh, but it does have IRK and Apple face blends. So that means when I had my VTuber up before, in which I just haven't had time to get back into, you will be able to use this person for like VTubing and stuff like that. I don't know if actually VTubing, if you'll be able to use this person actually like legally for VTubing, you'll have to talk to this the curator to say if you could use it outside of Engine. Usually a lot of the times when you buy Unreal products though, like I do, I use my MetaHuman in Unreal, then it falls within the boundaries, right? You could use it for whatever you're doing as long as you're using it in Unreal. I think that's the licensing gig there. So you could use this and have your character in Unreal, and you'll be able to do it. High detail portraits. 26,000 portraits. Endless portrait connection. I'm not too sure where I would use portraits. It looks like for fantasy games and stuff. Sam character with a bike, shotgun. Well, they're giving you a character, a leather jacket, multiple outfits that you could take off of this guy. Right? Most likely. Yeah, because see, he's just wearing this shirt, so the coats are separate. So you can take the coats and edit it for your character. You got bikes, 2 motorcycles, a shotgun. This is giving you a shotgun, all for 19 bucks. That's a fairly generous cost right there. Doesn't say, is it rigged? Yeah, it's rigged to the Epic Skeleton. So that's a pretty good deal. And it has a pistol too. Nice. Weird bat thing. I don't know if a vampire really fits my thing. Clumpness. That's not the scariest Santa Claus I've seen. I got a couple of parking lot assets already. Oh man, it's still not loaded. It's actually been 40 minutes of stream going with you guys, going over everything. And sadly, this is why a lot of times I try to get a lot of this stuff done off stream. But again, I only get so many hours to code, being a solo developer, and then also being a dad of kids and work and all that stuff. So hopefully I'll get more time to do stuff. Barbershop, that would be good. 17 bucks. Whoa, that's pretty cheap too. And the assets look really good quality. Looks kind of sci-fi-ish. I'm not too like this is way more advanced than the barbershops we have. Looks pretty good though. This kind of looks standard-ish. It's nice, pretty open concept though. I haven't seen this kind of one that looks like this, but pretty nice barbershop. Maybe a big city kind of barbershop. Some low poly. A lot of people like the low poly stuff. I'm not too sure. Music. There's always so much music. More music. I don't know if this is safe to click. Lace material. So as long as you just have like a fabric, it's gonna have 27 bucks. That sounds good. Okay, object replication plugin. First, again, I don't really like plugins, especially if they're cheap, because the plugins, you have to stick with the level engine, right? So right now I'm on engine 5.0. 5.1 just came out, so a lot of people could be trying to upgrade their system to 5.1. A lot of other people, what they do is they wait to big chunks, right? Maybe they upgrade to at 5.2 or maybe 5. So this usually they do it's like in 10, so 5.1 there'll be 5.11, 5.12, 5.13. So yeah, the big jump is maybe 5.3 or 5.4, something like that. They do the big upgrade of the engine for themselves, and if these guys don't upgrade the plugin, then your game's not going to work. You can't just update your system, unless these guys update the plugin to go with your system, which is really annoying. So I don't really like plugins when I've had those problems. That's the problems I ran into now. That's some of the major problems that slowed down my progress. There's a couple of easy plugins. Also, it's just a ball. Good. There's a couple of easy plugins that I really wanted to use, and now I can't. Like a dialogue plugin and stuff like that. Wait. Okay. Okay, they are different. Okay. Started looking the same because we had like these S things and like these like T's, and then it looks like the flowers are slightly different. Okay. And these are maple leaves. And this is things. It's just some sort of flowers. This is a flower thing here. Really cool concept. Really like the idea. I'm gonna actually ask a question here. I still don't have any movement here. Game's still saving. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I want to say girly, but I don't know if that's like. Wondered if you were going. Are you planning to do more styles? There is just a couple. I was wondering, in the future, do you plan to add more styles? Like, example, butterfly shapes, heart shapes, stars, etc. I was wondering if you were planning to do more styles. Question mark. I wonder if you plan in the future. I was wondering in the future, do you plan to add more styles? Question mark. Yeah, because like because you could take this material and add it to like some leggings or something. And again, for girls, like I was just at a concert the other day, and the girl was wearing this kind of like see-through, kind of lacy top, and then she had like an undergarment that was really kind of covering her, right? But the top was a see-through top, and it was butterflies were on it, and it was pretty cool looking, and it's a pretty standard for like a big a girl to, or something like that to be wearing an outfit like that. And again, some of the times, it's just quicker for me to pick up a material off the site than it is for me to try to make a lace material from scratch in Blender. It takes some time. So I'm gonna throw that question in there, see if they get back to me. That's pretty cool though. I like the idea. Or like, again, here's another one. I see a lace one that was blue for with snowflakes for Christmas. Maybe I can edit my question. Yeah. Seasonal. It's gonna be weird, etc., etc. Either way. Hope she gets it. That's a lot of breakdown. of what I was thinking. I'm not going to pick up the product with just these kind of things. I don't know where I'd place this fabric right now. But even like on a table, like the shopping mall table, I could change a little fabric cloth that's on top of them and add different lace, like for different seasons and stuff. But the way this is right now, I'm not too sure what I would use it for. Cool concept, really cool concept, but I just don't know if I'd be able to use it. And we'll come back to this if we run into loading things again. So we're going to control V here, see what happens. Control V again. Got our load time up. Again, we did the proper full save close. We definitely should have a clipboard here. We waited a long time, and our memories shot up. So I know we should have our clipboard. We did the double. We went down to edit copy, and I also hit Control C. I doubled it, and it is taking a long time. So we should be sticking this whole entire wallet here. Right now you can see we have world partitioned, so it's gonna take a sec. It's rocking, a lot of frame loss. So this is what we're rocking here. All right. So now with this, certain things that we want to do. First in the world settings, and so this is our world partition here. So I'm not too sure what those other things are for pre-computed visibility. I'll actually have to look into that. I'm actually kind of curious. I had this message log here that was covering my chat before. That's what I was trying to move before. So now I can close it. Now it's done loaded. But what we want is the world position. We got our instances here. We're going to go to grids. First of all, we should probably save it. So we're gonna go file, save current level as. We want it in finding home, levels, our shared levels, and this is going to be our mall map. And this could take a bit, so we'll wait. We'll go back to the here again. Sadly, 9:50, and we just brought in some stuff. But sometimes the sad part, only $12 input debugger. Over live real time to see what's getting pressed and stuff. Not too sure if I'd use that. Crawl mocap, 41 bucks. Sometimes you could just get like full open world animations or full first person or full third person animation mocaps. It'll have crawl and everything in it. So $41 for just crawl is could kind of be steep, but it could be good quality. But I don't really need it, so I don't think I'm gonna go into it. Cave wall tentacles. I don't think I'm gonna need that. Pirate character. $50 for just a shotgun. Just a shotgun, guys. So remember, it was $68 for like 8 weapons, and they're all super high quality weapons, which included a shotgun. Though I don't think this shotgun included a bayonet. That's a little. This is really specific to this shotgun specifically, but it did have a double barrel as well as this style of shotgun. So I'm not too sure. But again, you could tell like with the sling and everything, the person put a lot of work into this. It could be useful. I do like a lot of Edith Fiver's work. The outfits she makes and everything is on point. I do own a lot of Edith's characters just for the sake of eating it. Sorry, just for the sake of supporting. I do have a lot of Edith characters just for the sake of supporting. This is the full series, I guess. For 200 bucks, it's pretty steep. Usually our characters are about 50. For 200, I'm sure it's probably multiple characters. It's probably the whole like K-pop scene. All right, people working mocap, probably like shoveling stuff like that. 20 bucks. How many animations does it have? So hammering. Whoa. Hammering, digging, electric hammer, welding, painting, cleaning, repairing. Not many. It's not bad. Depending on the quality of the animations. You have to dive deeper into that. But I don't think... Hologram VFX? That's kind of cool. But I'm not too sure when I'd use that. Still saving, hey? People waiting for the same guy, so I don't know if there's going to be that many. This is the soccer template kicking thing. If it wasn't so much, I'd consider picking it up at some point just to have as a mini game in the lobby. And again, at the end point, like maybe like 6 years from now, I don't actually know, but like if everything went really well, I'd hope to turn the main lobby into like an MMO kind of thing. Where when you queue in, we actually have static servers that a bunch of people can log in, and that's the lobby. And then you just queue up for matches, add your friends, you know what I mean, to your group, and then you queue up for different matches and different things. But obviously, I'm a new developer, and I'm an indie developer, and I'm a solo developer. It's not something that I would even strive to do. That's way too far out of my stretch. So I'm just going to have a lobby where people could queue up, and instead of having a server, it's all P2P. So when you queue up, you're queuing up with people like whoever is the host is it's running off of their machine. So the more people who are closer together, the better the signal and stuff like that's gonna be, of course. I hope to strive for servers at some point. That'd be really nice, but I cannot promise. Another modular dungeon. Guess he has a couple. Archer girl looks pretty. The face is kind of, but it looks all right. Animated bow pack. What does it even mean? That just that gun? 30 bucks for one weapon? I guess the other one was like 50 bucks for one weapon, so... These are really odd characters. I'm not too sure if they'd be used for certain game. Antique furniture, 17 bucks. I own a lot of this guy's stuff, so I was curious to see, and this is pretty good. The only thing is sometimes he does have packs with like a little bit of assets. But this says it includes 46, so I guess the cushions are probably all individual. The drawers are individual. Because yeah, I was gonna say, like, instantly you look at this, you're like, this is not 46 items, but that's usually how he does it. So some of the packs feel really small because you're like, oh, I'm just getting like these things here. but they're all individual drawers and shelves, so you can edit it and stuff like that. But then he also sometimes does it where he creates one solid static mesh object with it too. So it's ends up being a little bit more into the nice worn kind of grungy feel. So if that goes with the game, your game, that's good. Eh. He has kitchen sets and stuff. That's what I got. I see a lot of firewalk packs coming out and stuff like that, which are kind of cool. So I did pick up a firewalk pack. Um, Sorry, I got confused there. Lights and string blueprints. These are probably like Polaroid. It's just do they have a bunch of pictures or just the 3 pictures? Or I guess you could change the pictures. But these are just so you got some cables and stuff, and they're just splines, so you can just extend them like infinitely. So you can make tons of Christmas lights, and you could just string this pictures endlessly. But hopefully you'd be able to change the pictures on the spline. Metal music, stuff like that. Interactive safe. $10 with the lock combo. Cool. Adjustable picture frames. Interesting. That might be. We have so many picture frames. I don't know if I need adjustable one. I could just adjust the scale and the size. Play with them. I was gonna say, really hope this is the same creator. Because it definitely does look like him. Let me click on this guy. Yeah, so it is. So I own this villain pack. This is where we're gonna have a lot of our good villains from. So I do like this guy's work. And the villain pack is like all of his previous stuff. So it looks like he's still coming out with guys. Ooh, we can do like a church, a big church, and get this guy kind of evil. But he doesn't look bloody enough. I don't know. Maybe if we have like a Japanese thing. This is a pretty bloody, evil-looking Japanese geisha. But we already have one doll for the death games. It wouldn't hurt to get the other one at some point. I'll see if his stuff goes on sale. Spooky Bonatronic would be kind of cool. Raving Puppet. Another tiny character, I guess. Oh, very scary. I like it. I like it a lot. There's a balloon on him. That's what that is. Whew. I like it. Is this to the Epic Skeleton? Retargeted to the Epic Skeleton. Nice. And it has the attacks and the hit. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. So, if his stuff goes on sale, I hope he comes up with another pack with like the newer stuff. Maybe I could ask that question here. Is it spinning? No, it's still saving, eh? Man, my computer's going slow. It's probably because I have both Unreals open. At this rate, no matter what, I'll probably only be able to work on the hospital level today, guys. And I truly apologize for that. So now that we know what we're going to be looking into right away, maybe on Tuesday, I'm going to close this for now. Hopefully get more processing power. Even though it's just not doing anything, it could be just slowing my computer down just a bit in the background, on top of OBS, on top of, you know what I mean, opening this and stuff like that. So, Retro Hottie Hands, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna just quickly ask him here. I'll have his, Discord. Yeah, I picked up your horror villain pack. I was wondering if you're ever going to be doing a horror villain pack 2 with your more recent horror villains. Question mark. There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't think I messed that up any. I have your horror villain pack, comma. I was wondering if you're ever going to do, ever going to be, ever. I wonder if you will ever be doing, ever going to be doing. I was wondering if you're ever going to be doing or making. So, I have your horror villain pack. I was wondering if you're ever going to be selling a horror villain pack 2 with your more recent horror villains. Post question. The bigger piss off with these actually is sometimes you have to go in, and I would suggest like harding like your wish list object. Sometimes when you ask these questions, like I asked that question about the lace, so I'll probably have to go back and maybe favorite that lace. That's why I have so many favorites, because it does not notify you that somebody replied to you, so I'll never know that he replied or gave an answer to me. Like I have it linked to my, like I don't get the emails. I don't know if it's just I have to check some sort of Christmas promo. My purchase here, I try to receive one character for free. Oh. Nice, Christmas promo. So it's a buy one, get one free right now. But still, if I already picked up this big pack, I probably want to pick up a big pack with these 4 in it. His first pack had 6 characters, so maybe he'll make another 2 characters and just do a full another 6-pack character. That is, again, preferably horror villains, because these 2 don't look too horror. Maybe, again, they have different effects usually. So this one has blood. Wow, that mace. Maybe that's all you need is that mace and some blood. Maybe this guy can work out for a horror villain after all, even though he's a human. What's wrong with having a non-zombie in there as the bad guy? All right, it's a cool pack to check out. These guys brought me here. Yeah, it's just stream with you guys today, I guess. You can see here it's snowing now pretty heavily where I'm at. So I'm locked indoors anyway. I'm pretty sorry about the way the stream's just loading up these days. Just saving the map. Memories slowly shooting up. Well, we'll try to hit the back button again. There we go. Back button again. Back button again. So we were at these dolls. Character looks odd. Don't know about a ninja. If you don't have interactive stuff, but again, most of your if you get a template like a first-person shooter template or anything like that, most of them already have your interactions kind of in the template. More music. A Lion Warrior. Some sort of elven game. There's a lot of medieval stuff for people who want to make a medieval game. Modern Girl Ashley. $90. That's pretty expensive for a character. She does look good quality, but again, metahumans are free. You could take an idea of this and just make her. The big thing is the clothing too. Looks like you're getting a jacket and a top. Or there's that guy that you could get earlier on with a shotgun and 2 motorcycles and multiple outfits as well. And he's like $20. So I don't know. Again, there's metahumans. So If you're not selling a lot of clothing with your stuff, sometimes it's hard. Alien Ocean, fantasy music. Sometimes it's hard to tell the art style right from the picture, if this is like a realistic or yeah, it looks like they're gone for like a kind of realistic style instead of like but again, from the outside it looks like it could be like stylized or something. It looks like it's a realistic hoe backhoe. So if you have a need for that, there is one that came free if you were still around at the time though. So $40 would, and that's why I always remind you guys to pick up the free assets because there would have been already one that was free. $500. Oh, these are a really high quality studio though. It's AAA studio. They have a lot of assets, multiple pages of high quality assets. I own some of their stuff. They got a lot of deals coming out all the time. So, but I don't know. Oops, we gotta hit back again. Back again. There you go to the top. Hit back. There we go. Send me back. Took a bit to load there. Yeah, 11 packs. Really big medieval pack set if you're making a medieval game. And again, if that ever goes on sale, that's a lot of savings. And it gets you off in the right stuff for making a medieval game. Just lots of trash packs. Shadow Strike ability. Sounds kind of cool. Really expensive though. Building icons. There's always tons of icons. A lot of people are doing icons non-stop. The only thing is the icons always seem to be in this kind of like cartoony style. I just don't know if that jives with my games. That's why I always just do, I got the thumbnail creator, right? And I just take pictures and then I would have the realistic. I did pick up a UI kit from this guy. Some of his UI kits look pretty good. Ooh, a new ambulance with all the fixings. I have a few ambulance, but I don't think I have all of this stuff. It's almost, but it says prop pack. I was going to say almost it should be just like more like a medical prop pack than just an ambulance. But ooh, it comes with. Yeah, it does have a separate mesh for bugged in. It has different meshes, and look at all of those bags and props. Wow, it's a really flexible kit. It is pretty. It's pretty steep, but I think it's definitely worth the value there. Oh, it's saved. Oh, shoot. Sometimes. All right, there we go. So 13 frames. Let's see. First thing, we are going to main grid cell size. Maybe like 10,000. Loading range. That's 1,000. Cell size. 1,000. Yeah. Loading range 10,000. Maybe. This is the main grid. I can put things into nether grids later, so this is different grids. So the main grid actually will do back. I think it was 26,007. Like you hit, you could probably just hit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. It's not doing it. So let's do grid size. I want to say 5K. That should be good. And we'll do 50. Okay, for loading range. I almost want to still do it like 25 actually. Because I had my modular. See. See if it takes forever to save again. I don't know how to. It's a 5,000 grid. Or is that the old grid? Is it save? Is it dynamic? Let me see. Ooh, it is dynamic. So, in this range, this is 25. So right now it's loading, because we're doing 10 times, right? 10 grid square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As long as you're within 10. Oh, you can see the lines too. That's what it's loading. So we kind of want to go a lot smaller here. We want they could like, ooh, maybe not 100. I wanted to do 1,000. And so in this case, I would do 10,000. If we're at this side of the mall, we just can't. It wouldn't load in the other side of the mall, and that could look odd. So I need to do like 15,000. I want to kind of stick at a 10 ratio though, so we'll do something like that then. And so that's the main grid. That's the main grid. So as long as should streaming in block in situations where that's defaulted to false. So I wonder if so if I go to my outliner, details, ray tracing, see, and then you got your grid here. So something like this road, we would could put in the main grid. But something like this stuff here, like these shoes, this table, we probably wouldn't put in. The glass we would. But we're gonna have multiple grids here. So details, world settings. So this is the main grid. We'll call it store item grid for store items. The cell size. And this is white. The cell size for this will be, let's say, like 100. This would be smaller. Maybe like if I do 500. I could like chunk up different sections of the store, it looks like. Is that too big though? Let me see. It's hard to tell with the white lines too. Yeah, because where that white line is meeting, that's another line. So it pretty much divides the store into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So almost like a 2,500 radius. Oh, whoa, that's 2,500 radius. So if I'm coming here, that full store is loaded. That store is loaded. The stores across the way aren't loaded. So maybe like the mannequins, I won't classify as store items. And then once you get here, they should start loading in. Okay. So we got store items that in main items right now. They'll help. Can you see these roof items at all? You can't. So I might take out these roof items. Ooh, you get on top of the roof. These are nice side steps. Is there any other way to get on top of the roof? There's just stairs equally all around. And I like the fencing too. So we could have it so like we wall off this entire area. I'll just take this fence here and add it to this side. I'm not too sure why they didn't just fence it like that all the way around. That way people can't get out. And we could have an exterior area too if people want to do certain things in the exterior. You still, even down here, I don't think you'd be able to see the roof. No. But we could have it in certain modes that the roof is there. So I'll keep it there for now. But we want to slowly fix up. Click on the details. this frame right here. We wanna fix it up. We wanna make it better. And one of the things, we have our own lighting here that we brought in. This is a brush box, brush box, brush box. Is this still the same area, or this is down below? Brush box 3. Is this? Let me go back here. Now that I'm not doing anything with this, we'll take with the grids. This is the shelf. Okay, but it's in a different building. Go up here. We'll start trying to organize it a little bit better. So we will create folder, box brushes, create subfolder, appliances. And so we have this here, and we'll throw this into appliances. We'll have this here, we'll throw this into appliances. We have this here, we'll bring it down. And we look now, and this is in the electronics, I'm guessing, store. Yep, electronic city. So we will make a new subfolder. Electronic city. There's no brush 4, it looks like. Did I accidentally already move that somewhere else? There's just no brush 4, there's just brush 3, brush 5. Whoa. Brush 5, where are you taking me? Do I need you? Is this all brush? Oh, interesting. It's actually housing the grass. Okay. Exterior. So I'm actually gonna name these actually. You can do it in the panel too, or you can just hit F2. Washer, stove. F2. Fridge. I think this is TV monitors. And then brush 5. I'll bring that into exterior. Grass. Wall. Brush 6. And we're gonna have to increase our speed here for flying around. Woo! So we can keep these brushes because we will keep the grasses for now. Especially when we get to the lights though. Brush 6 is here. F2. Grass. Wall. 2. We also want to change these in the detail panel. So just click here. We're going to go down in the detail panel and we're going to do world superposition. We're going to do store item grid. Copy that. And gonna do stove, which is also a store item grid. TV monitor. So it's only gonna really load when we're near the store. Whoa, whoa. Forgot how fast I was going. Yeah. So this is gonna be a store item grid. We could always adjust the grids later. Now, because if you're sitting on the outside, let me see here. Do we want that grass to even load? No, we can't see it. We can't see it. And it should load. We're gonna load. Let's do the store item grid. We'll do the store item grid for the grass as well. Cause I'm pretty sure all these things will be like something like that too. So yeah, we'll do that for most of these actually. Store item grid. Store item grid. And next time when I save this and if we come back to this on Tuesday, if I save and close and reopen it, sometimes that's when it will actually initiate some of the stuff. So we should see the changes by then. And this is again another grass set. This is going to be store item grid, and this is going to be an exterior. And F2 grass. It's on the wall. That's going to be number 3. Let's click this guy here. Grass along the wall again. And again, the other reason why I can put this as a store item grid and not spawn right away until you're in a certain distance is because it's really like a lot of the ground itself is being blocked by the curb. So, and again, the grass itself, even if the brush spawned, the grass probably has its own because it's part of the foliage. If I click this, the glass is gonna light up. Foliage. Ooh, the lanterns are part of the foliage. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Because it's type of foliage. Foliage has its own spawn distance stuff. Whoops. See, that's what I was working on. So we're also going to put that in the exterior. We're going to hit F2, grass, wall, 4, 9. Another grass wall. And this will go into here. F2, grass, wall, 5. And again, so when we come across stuff that's just like killing our speed, because we can't even put our main character in and have shooting and have zombies if we're running at 15 frames. And again, our speed is chunking when we're looking inside there. And so like I said, loading and unloading cells were going to help. And again, a lot of this light stuff's going to help. If you look out in the world, we should still be higher than 40 frames here. It's just because it's keeping a lot in memory. Store item grid. This is going to be grass wall 6. And then we go down to brush 11. It gets a lot of brushes here. Ooh, another one. And then we have these H-Lod layers too. So that's going like to distance viewing and stuff like that, because this is a big thing. So these are included in the H-Lods, which are hierarchy level of detail. So you see like, it's like you see in Genshin where you can see a mountain and it looks pretty basic. But as you get close up, it gets better and better. And then that mountain is just like it's almost like a distance mesh, just a simple distance mesh. But as you go really close, it destroys that distance mesh and actually puts individual meshes there. That's the best way I could describe it. I hope that makes sense to anybody who's watching. So they might not know what a distance mesh is. So a distance mesh, grass wall 7. A distance mesh is just a mesh. It's a single simple mesh that is designed to look like your object, but it has no, like, it's just one solid mesh with no extra materials. It's a very simple material, very simple everything. Because the whole point is it's supposed to be visible from a very far distance without taking like almost any memory. So it's very simple, all stuff around. And so that's the distance mesh. But as you get close and you want to use this object, it changes from a distance mesh to an actual mesh. So this is another one. So you can also set the HLOD layers, but we'd have to set up HLOD layers first. And we're probably not using HLODs when we're just stuck within this facility here. F2, we will go with grass wall 8. I wonder how many of these brushes are just grass walls. Weird. Control Z. Oh, Control Z. There we go. I wonder why it's all the way over here. I know there's some edits to it, so it's cylinder, but that's cool. So this is grass wall 9. Now normally I could do a subfolder in a subfolder and have a subfolder for just grass walls. So if we get a bunch of boxes later for the exterior, we could have them in a section. But I do not plan to have the exterior too busy. You know what I mean? Maybe some cars and some stuff. And remember, this is just brush boxes, right? So I do not plan to have the exterior too busy with brush boxes. That's what I should say. Because they might have cars and decals and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah. Go to this one. Oh. Starlight. Sorry about that, guys. Oh no 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 no. Close. All right. Really, this floor piece, that's how he got a lot of these cool floor designs. Interesting. He throws in this weird shape and then adds a material to that shape, just like he did with the grass out there. So we'll add one called flooring. These are all different brush blocks. So we can't have the floor disappearing. So I think this is the first one where we're going to have this definitely part of the main grid. Which again, even if you're at the other side of the building, this is going to pretty much be spawned in. But having this, I could have sections unloaded when I'm doing work. So not everything's loaded in at once. Um, so we'll do flooring, F2, first floor. So it's flooring on the first floor. So flooring, main grid, and we'll hit F2 on the first floor 2. Alright, F2, this is first floor 3. This is going to be main grid. And I'm going to have to throw this all the way up. Hopefully it's not too bad. This is why you move it and then rename it. Oh my god. And you can't just hover near the top. It's silly. So I have to hit the scroll wheel, and that's the only way I'm going to get it moved up there. I'm so stupid for that. I might have to just like put a BI or BA in front of it so it just goes straight to the top. Oh, there we go. Flooring 3, mid grid. This is also flooring, so I'll go there. F2, first floor 4. It's going to zoom me all the way out because this is a big flooring piece on the bottom as well. I know this is on the right side, so just a strip. You can see the light here actually. A strip that goes all the way down. All the way across the floor there. It's there. It's going to be part of the main grid. So if you ever like left this area and we put it a part of like a major another map, and you had another map that this was added to, then the whole building would despawn after a certain distance. First floor 5. Looks like, yeah, still the first floor. So, flooring. First floor 6. This beats just box brush. We know a little bit more of what this is. First floor 7. But I also just think my naming convention's a little bit off here. We're almost to the stuff like the barrier. We'll look at this barrier. Should that be an item grid? Pop up when you're here. Might not be. No, it should still be visible when you're here. Yeah, I put it as an item grid, I think. Right back to these things though. I'll feel kind of stupid if it's actually only one floor. First floor 8. Because at this rate, I don't think there's much floor 2. Like there's floor 2, but these are merged floors. So first floor doesn't even. It's only ever going to be first floor, I think. I don't think there's going to be any brushes for any other floors. So it's kind of a waste of time to put first floor. Or then that's just all redundant. I might rechange these. I hate having bad naming conventions for things. People are like, what? Why do you name it that? You know what I mean? Because that happens to me all the time. first floor 9. But for now, I gotta stay consistent. Main grid. That is not the main grid. We want this part of the main grid. So if it gets really far away, we do want these to spawn. But again, pretty much as long as he is in the building, these floors will be here from my knowledge. It's pretty much how we have it set up right now. And F2, F2, first floor 10. Yeah, this is a floor piece, yeah. We're almost done. And paste in here. We will F2 first floor 11. F2 first floor 12. First floor 13. And again, there still might be some table shelves, like some, yeah, here we go. Whoa, we turned this into a wall light. So, phone wall light. So we almost close this: appliances, electricity, exterior, flooring. We do phone X, because it's kind of yeah. We'll put this in here. We will actually do this as small as well. So we'll go back to the exterior and we'll copy this now. We can close this. And we could change this to store item. And we'll call it wall light. And then this will be the same for X. Store item grid. F2 wall light 2. And we're almost done the brushes here. Oh, Cleopatra. It's a clothing store. So we'll actually make maybe a Cleopatra folder. Cleopatra. That's maybe how, to keep the same thing, that's maybe how we'll do our actual things. We'll do exterior, and then we'll do it by store. Cleopatra, click on this brush. We can bring this brush into Cleopatra. It's going to be a store item, a grid, and we're going to hit F2. We're going to call it wall light. And I have a feeling that this last brush is just going to be, yeah, you name it, right on the other side. Bring that into Cleopatra. F2 wall light 2. And again, it's going to be a item. So, these are brushes. Now we have to open this guy up to see if he's functional. It looks like he is functional. You could walk up to this thing, you could interact with this thing, and it's going to open and close. Why? Can I just hit the X here? There we go. So, we're going to have a folder for interactable items. Actable items. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to have exterior. And we're going to have this barrier. Now this is a blueprint barrier, right? So again, to name it blueprint barrier is kind of redundant. We could name it like VIP parking, or employee parking. Because it seems like it's strictly this barrier is for the back of the mall, so it's like for a warehouse and stuff. So barrier 2 is another way to get to the back of the mall, I believe. So let's sit here. So that's barrier 1. This is the back of the mall. Yeah. So again, this would be employee, maybe employee parking 2. Employee parking 2. So these are the employees. Like the way they're positioned, I almost, yeah, I want to put them as store item grid as well for these things. Runtime grid, store item grid, and store item grid. Bar shelf. Now this here, whoa, we're gonna click on this again and we're gonna switch our speed back down. This here, I believe we could just set this as a static mesh. I don't think this is an interactable item. I don't think this is being used for anything like that. We're gonna set it to a static mesh. So let's open up this bar. Look at this empty graph, right? And it's fine. It's fine. Just a bunch of static meshes, and they all even have the same material. All right. So yeah, we're gonna static mesh this item. Yeah, because it's also up top. It's not on the counter. So even if and I think for like performance and stuff, we're not gonna have it. We could edit it later. We have all these items. We can come back at any time. So for now, I'm going to go into my tools. I'm going to merge actors. These are all static mesh. Merge actors. It's going to ask me for a folder. I'm going to pick my folders for now. This is a static mesh object. This is building interiors. store. Item shelf. And it's gonna be just bar shelf. Save. So in our static meshes in our building interiors, it's definitely like a house. In our store, stores. So building interiors, this could be just stores. I wonder if I have one for houses, construction sites, camping props, outdoor housing tools. We don't have housing yet, so I'll do that. I'll have building interiors like homes. You know what I mean? And this is like, so we got item shelves, and then here we'll have our usual. What I do is material instances, and we'll have our textures as well. Right now, obviously, that stuff is going to be saved somewhere else. Okay. And now we're going to test our nanite. They don't look that bad. They have a weird kind of gimmick at this kind of distance. And they're fine over here. If we get a lot of complaints, I can fix it later. We will go in and do it individually. But again, like I was saying before, nanite works best with world partition. When they design the engine, when they're designing nanite and stuff, they're designing with these things in mind. They're working with a lot of big companies for this stuff. Like I said, The Witcher, Tomb Raider, you name it. So, yeah. So we have this bar shelf. But in this case, I just wanted to have this. But I also, I'm just going to make a simple object here with all four of them. Merge actor. So this is just going to be one actor. Because again, nothing's happening with this right now. No, it's tools. That's why it's doing that. Merge actors, it's just bottles, it's just shelves, it's all static meshes, and it all shares similar stuff. Merge actors, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go into finding home. Almost running out of time here, guys. Wish I had more time. Wish I had unlimited time for you guys. But, finding home, static meshes, it's a building interior, it's part of the stores, it's an item shelf, it's a bar shelf. 2. And we'll drag this bar shelf 2 in here, set it up. Pretty much exactly the way those shelves are. We'll look at the I think it's pretty damn close. And I do like bar shelf 2. This is not an interactable. So we'll create a folder called static meshes. It's not interactable. Throw this, and Again, we'll call it the pizzeria. So subfolder pizzeria, and we'll throw this bar shelf in there. Bar shelf 2. We'll actually name this to just bar shelf because it's in the folder, or main, or whatever. We just call it bar shelf. Sure. And again, if we have another place with another bar shelf, it's in another folder, so it's fine. It's not going to complain that they're the same naming convention. Right? But now if we click here, we end up getting this bar shelf. We could get rid of these bar shelves, actually. So there is one other bar shelf somewhere else. And that's it. We have this nice static mesh here. And the static mesh, again, looks good. And once you get here, you can see the labels fine. Right? Out here, you can see the labels are having that thing. Because I'm guessing if that's happening that way, that's already kind of applying the nanite to it. So bar shelf 2, nanite. Again, only 3 materials. Look. Textures are fine when the character's up here. Character's a little bit farther back. It's a little messed up. But again, the details there when they get kind of set at the bar. Those are those nice bottles. Perfect. Pizzeria. And yeah, it's going to save a lot of memory. And on top of that already memory saved there, we are also going to add it to the item list. That's where it is a part of the grid. So it's only, even with nanite, it's only going to spawn in at all when we're close to the actual store. Right? And yeah, we'd be doing the same thing with this here. Ooh. See, this bar shelf is just a full out bar. I don't think this is interactable again. We can open up the blueprint to see. No, that's the construct, that's the event graph, nothing. This is just a series of static meshes all thrown together as a blueprint for us, so it's easy and modular that you can fix and change. I don't think I'll be changing anything on this. It looks pretty good to me for now, for its purpose. So we would just be doing the exact same thing. I would be going into my tools, merging actors, taking all these actors, merge actors. We're just going to call it bar. And again, it's going to be in my finding home, static meshes, building interior, stores. We're going to call one counters. Or countertops for like kitchens and stuff, and stuff. We're gonna have countertop. This is just gonna be bar that's sitting there. Countertop stores. Look at this. Looks great. We're gonna apply nanite to it. See how that looks. A little bit worse than the other one. Not great. But again, it has a lot of vertexes. So, again, we can apply. We have everything here. This is auto. LED group. We're going to choose, it's a large prop. We're going to set the LED group to 5, and we're going to auto compute it. And we're going to check how the triangles are. This is max triangles right now. But as we back up, we definitely want triangles to decrease. Well, it looks like it could take a bit to say. Oh, there we go. So we want pop. See, it already changed it to 4 to me, but I'm still going to change it to 5. We're going to apply changes here. Didn't take too long, so I might just finish this up with you guys, and then we'll call it a night. Oh, is it gonna take too long? Yeah, there you go. So when we're this close, we're like right up to the bar. It's LED 0, nice and tight, and then LED 1, not too much changes. Instantly over to LED 2, not too much changes. LED 3, LED 4, and that's the last LED because it's 0, right? So we could change it so it's a little bit less drastic because 1's not even there. It's like almost skipping 1, but it's pretty decent for now, and it's good enough. So we can save that, close this. We could bring our bar in. We want it to be exactly where our other bar is for now. Now we don't want to static mesh all the objects because later on when we're doing something like prop hunt, we want to be able to shoot objects and stuff like that and place objects and have like some objects maybe sometimes like kind of randomly move, so people are like, hey, that wasn't there, but not like at runtime, just some like slight differences when it spawns, like when you start the map, slight differences. And I think that is good. Pretty lined up here. Just want to click here. We're gonna just click bar shelf. Actually, we know what it is, and we're gonna just delete that. Nice and flush in the ground too, so it's looking good. Now we got our new optimized static mesh object, pizzeria bar shelf. Oh wait, this is not the pizzeria. Ooh, static mesh. Let's this is Old Town Cafe, which has a bar. All right, so we'll do new sub menu, Old Town Cafe. We'll throw that bar into there. Yeah, look at that. Oh, bar shelf is there. Bar is there. Bar shelf is pizzeria. Bar is Old Town Cafe. There we go. And now we just finish up what we were just doing before. We're going to go down to our world partition, and we're going to make sure it is a store item. So it's only going to spawn when our store item is good to go. So when a character comes in right here, that's when that shelf's going to spawn. It's actually going to be pretty jarring. Like, it should kind of spawn in right here. Spawn in right here. But if we open this barbershop, because I do have barbershop items, and we're in this barbershop, and the doors are open, and we look across, that barn might not be there until we step out of the barbershop, and then it might load. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we could do little tweaks. But that's it for tonight. I'm gonna save. I'm not gonna make you watch me save the map, and it takes a super long time. We will do stuff to get these frame rates nice and high again. Thank you guys for coming to watch my stream, and you guys have a good one. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday.